The year is 338 BC. The sun beats down on the plains of Chaeronea, a small town in the heart of Greece. Dust devils dance in the hot summer wind, but something ominous stirs the air. Two armies stand poised for battle, their ranks stretching as far as the eye can see. On one side are the Macedonians, a people from the rugged north, led by their ambitious king, Philip II. They are a disciplined force, hardened by years of warfare. They are confident in their king and their own martial prowess. They crave glory and conquest. Facing them are the allied Greeks, a coalition of city-states led by Athens and Thebes. They are fighting for their independence, their way of life. They fear the rising power of Macedon. They know this battle will decide the fate of Greece. Among their ranks stands a young prince, barely a man, watching his father command. His name is Alexander, and he will never forget this day. The air crackles with tension. Both sides know that this is no mere border skirmish. This is a clash of civilizations, a struggle for the very soul of Greece. Like and subscribe to MGOTV History Warfare for more stories like this. The Greek world was a fractured landscape. It was a mosaic of proud city-states, each jealous of its independence and suspicious of its neighbors. The Peloponnesian War, a generation earlier, had left deep scars. It had pitted Athens and Sparta against each other in a generation-long struggle. It had ended in exhaustion and resentment. The once vibrant Greek world was now weak, vulnerable. Into this power vacuum stepped Philip II of Macedon. He was a shrewd ruler and a brilliant military strategist. He saw an opportunity to unite the Greeks under his banner, by force if necessary. He built a powerful army, equipped with cutting-edge weaponry. He trained his soldiers in new tactics, emphasizing discipline and coordinated maneuvers. He instilled in them a sense of unity and purpose that the disunited Greeks lacked. Philip began to exert his influence over the Greek city-states. Some saw him as a potential savior, a strong leader who could bring order to a chaotic world. Others viewed him with suspicion and fear, seeing him as a tyrant in the making. Philip II was no ordinary king. He was a visionary leader who transformed Macedon from a backward kingdom into a formidable military power. He understood that the key to victory lay not just in numbers, but in training, discipline, and technology. He revolutionized the Macedonian army, introducing new weapons and tactics. He created a professional standing army, a rarity in the Greek world. Philip's soldiers were armed with the sarissa, a long pike that gave them a significant advantage in close combat. They trained relentlessly, mastering complex maneuvers that emphasized shock and awe. Philip also understood the importance of combined arms warfare. He integrated cavalry into his battle plans, using them to flank and disrupt enemy formations. This tactical flexibility, coupled with his army's superior training and equipment, made Macedon a force to be reckoned with. Section 4. To arms, Hellas, the road to confrontation. The growing might of Macedon did not go unnoticed. Athens, once the preeminent power in Greece, watched Philip's rise with growing alarm. The Athenians, proud of their democratic traditions and their naval power, feared for their independence. They knew that Philip's ambitions extended far beyond the borders of Macedon. They saw him as a threat to their very way of life. Thebes, another powerful city-state, shared Athens' anxieties. Thebes had its own reasons to fear Philip. They had clashed with him before and knew his ruthlessness firsthand. When Philip marched his army south, deeper into Greece, alarm bells sounded in Athens and Thebes. Demosthenes, the fiery Athenian orator, rallied his fellow citizens to resist. He thundered against Philip, denouncing him as a barbarian, a threat to Greek liberty. He called for a united Greek front against the Macedonian menace. His words struck a chord. Athens and Thebes formed an alliance, setting aside their differences to face the common threat. They mustered their armies, summoning their allies, preparing for the inevitable confrontation. Section 5. Clash of Titans. Macedon and the Greeks prepare for battle. The two armies met on the plains of Chaeronea. The stage was set for a clash of titans. The fate of Greece hung in the balance. On one side stood the Macedonian army, a well-oiled machine honed to a razor's edge. They were led by Philip II, a master tactician with years of experience on the battlefield. On the other side stood the allied Greek army, a coalition of citizen soldiers fighting for their homes and freedom. They were led by Athenian and Theban generals, each hoping to replicate the glories of their ancestors. The Macedonian army was a formidable sight. At its core were the phalanxes, deep formations of infantry armed with the deadly sarissa. These long pikes, bristling like a forest of spears, gave the Macedonians a significant reach advantage. Flanking the phalanxes were the companion cavalry, Philip's elite horsemen, renowned for their speed and maneuverability. Their role was to exploit any breaks in the enemy lines and sow chaos in the ranks. The Greek army, though smaller, was no less determined. At their heart were the hoplites, heavily armored infantry, who fought in a tight formation known as the phalanx. They carried short swords and shields and relied on discipline and cohesion to break the enemy. The Athenian cavalry, though less numerous than the Macedonian horsemen, were skilled warriors, eager to prove their worth. Like and subscribe to emgotvhistory Warfare for more stories.